Time for mini news sesh. Yeah.
Hey there, and welcome to Designed by Wingnut Social, the mini news sesh. This week we are joined by Emily LaBarbera, who used to be Emily Lisi, but she's had a wedding in the interim. Yeah. Wow, let me see that ring. Ah, very nice.
Family heirloom.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. You guys tune into our Designed by Wingnut Social on YouTube and you can see the rocks on Emily's finger there. Emily, it's so good to have you back. I can't tell you how many fires I put out when you were gone. You were missed dearly.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm happy to be back.
Happy to have you back. So, here's a little news flash, and I can't believe it. I'm having a little bit of a surreal moment, but this Emily LaBarbera, formerly known as Emily Lisi, is our 300th episode.
Oh my gosh. That's so exciting.
Can you believe who better to have as a guest on my 300th episode than you? Because you've been with me for almost 4 years, 3.5, 4 years. You are the OG social media manager. So thank you so much for joining us on this. And we have a contest on Instagram revolving around this amazing event, our 300th episode. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So if you go to our Instagram page, you'll see a post there for a 300th episode giveaway. And basically you just read the caption and enter by liking, following us, and then commenting 3 friends or people who you want to tag. And you are entered to win either your choice of a mini SEO audit consultation with us or a Instagram audit consultation with us.
Right. That's a 30-minute consultation for experts at Wingnut Social to go over your Instagram and give you real takeaways and advice on improving your account, what you can do better, what you're doing great. And for your search engine optimization, we'll run a quick audit. We'll sit down with you and we'll go over and say, here's what you need. Here's where you're at. Here's what we think would help you get traffic to your website, whichever one of those that you feel that you need the most. And there's no strings attached. You can sit with us for 30 minutes, free coaching session, and be on your merry way. We're not going to try to sell you anything. It's just our gratitude to you guys for sticking around for us wingnuts here for 300 fun-filled episodes. So thank you so much. And that's at Wingnut Social, of course, over there on Instagram.
And the contest does end the day after this episode goes live. So make sure you get in there and enter while you can.
Yeah, that's right. Get in there, run, don't walk. All right, Emily, today's episode is going to be a little bit more about some active tips to grow your Instagram account, since that is our number one channel for our interior design clients. It has the most traction so far, right? Until that changes. More than mini news. So what you got for us today?
Yeah, I wanted to talk a bit about engaging to get engagement. So I want to talk about this because we talk a lot about content and the types of content you're posting, which is very important, but we don't always think about what you have to do in the in-between periods when your content's going out. So I kind of have 3 tips here. The first one being respond to your comments on your posts. So when you receive comments on your posts, don't just leave them hanging there. Like, yeah, it's great you got the engagement, but respond to them. Make the user feel special. I see so many accounts who are posting great informative content for their audience, but they're not responding to those comments that they're receiving. And they're really losing out on building relationships with their audience and helping, keep that engagement up.
Yeah, it's really a full-time job, right? Because you have to get in there, and I think ideally it's best to respond within the hour when someone comments. So you have to, you're constantly going in and checking on engagement. Imagine if you're an interior designer who has a pretty decent following already, having to stop what you're doing, go in there and comment every hour. It's a lot of work, but it's super important to build that engagement in those super fans, because you don't want to be commenting on, you go to the trouble to get in there, comment on someone's account, and then just to be ghosted. It leaves a bad feeling about your brand and that follower. So even though it seems like, it's so important to do that. That is really a great tip.
Yeah, people really feel valued when you acknowledge them too, because think about a time when maybe you've commented on a creator's post and they responded to you and how that made you feel.
Yeah, I fangirl all the time. I love it when they comment back. And if they don't, I'm not really want to do it, to comment on their accounts again. I'll be like, well, okay, fine. That didn't really pay off. It didn't give me the dopamine I was looking for, so I'm just going to move on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So tip 2 kind of is in the similar vein. It's responding to DMs. So don't just ignore those DMs that come in. I know a lot of accounts these days are getting kind of spammy messages, which, there's not much you can do about that, but don't neglect checking your DMs and seeing what comes in there, because you might be getting business inquiries that you're not realizing are coming through. You might be getting people asking more about your services. And it's really an opportunity for you to respond and drive them to the next step in the process, whether that be your website contact page, a phone number to call you at, or a link to schedule a call with you, things like that. So always be checking those DMs.
Yeah, we see a lot on Instagram too. On behalf of our clients, we respond to DMs for them, business related leads and stuff. We do see a lot of opportunity coming in through that. So you just kind of have to filter through the spam, and you'll see those quality DMs coming in. Don't leave them hanging on the table. At the very least, have an automated response that will direct them to your contact form on your website. It's not ideal, but you don't want to leave them hanging either in the DMs.
Okay, and then last tip here is a pretty big one that not a lot of people do, is engaging with accounts within your target audience. So engaging with accounts that you think your target audience would be engaging with. So the formula here is to, when you find a post, you'll like the post, you'll comment on the post and comment something specific. So not just something like nice or love it, something a little bit more specific about the post, and then follow that account. That's a great way to get that account and people who are looking at that account to view your profile and to potentially engage with your content and to follow you.
Okay, so the like, comment, follow thing is pretty effective. What are your feelings about unfollowing accounts? I know there's a lot of bot programs out there that do that automatically, but what do you think?
Yeah, you can do that, especially if you find yourself following a lot more people than people are following you. You generally don't want to look like you're following hundreds of thousands of accounts when you only have a couple hundred followers, which shouldn't be the case, but just as an example there. Yeah, definitely go in every once in a while, maybe once a month or so, and go through some accounts who you might not recognize and tap to see if they're following you. If they're not, go ahead and unfollow them.
Yeah. Okay. But don't unfollow them if they follow you, right? That's a tricky situation because, I mean, a lot of people might not notice, but I think that it just looks bad. It's a bad look. I mean, if you're following them and they followed you back or vice versa, it's no skin off your butt to just stay following them, right?
Yeah, definitely. How do you know who to engage with? So you want to look for accounts that relate to your target demo. So for example, if you're a designer, a designer in Miami targeting high-income families, you'll want to interact with local businesses of maybe, for example, high-end restaurants or family attractions, things like that. So not necessarily design accounts all the time, but other businesses in your area that your target audience might also be following. And then in terms of hashtags, kind of same deal. You can look at hashtags like Miami families, Miami living, or even just like hashtag family life. You'll definitely be able to reach more people who, might follow you in the long run.
Are we commenting on brands and businesses or individual accounts too, or is that weird?
Yeah, mainly I would say brands and businesses are the safest.
Okay.
Depending on the type of content that a more personal account is posting, you can probably engage. But if it's like something super personal, you probably don't want to engage with that.
Nothing that looks creepy or stalkery, right? Yeah. Right. Okay, cool.
So a combo of, this engagement formula plus a consistent content strategy has really helped our clients drastically increase their follower growth rate, which is why I wanted to share it with everyone here listening, because, the average monthly follower growth rate on Instagram is about 1.5%. And with our clients, we've seen about an average of between 5 to 10% from month to month. Follower growth rate, which, it's really great. And we've seen much, much higher for smaller, newer accounts and accounts that are using additional tactics like boosted posts for profile visits. So
nice. I love to hear that. I love to hear that growth because Instagram right now, it's very hard. Well, it has been for a couple of years, right? To get organic growth and traction. People have been going sideways with their numbers for a year or two or more, that haven't been using any of these tactics or techniques or hiring us. Right? So that's awesome. That's terrific stats. Great news. All right, Emily Lisi, thank you so much for bringing your Emily LaBarbera, forgive me.
It's okay, no problem.
Thank you so much for bringing your expertise back to the mini news sesh. Don't forget, guys, to enter our contest, the 300 episode giveaway. Thank you so much for listening and subscribing and telling your friends, telling your enemies about this show. Don't forget to watch us on Designed by Wingnut Social on our YouTube channel so you can check out Emily's rock. Let me see your rock, Emily.
A little crooked, it's a little loose.
Her heirloom engagement ring's pretty. So pretty. So glad you're back.
Yeah,
Thank
me
you so
too.
much again.
Thank you.
Mini news sesh. Yeah.
Is your interior design firm just so busy that you don't have any time to post on your own social media accounts? Are you at a loss with what to post? Do you have zero strategy? Well, then you need to give us a call at 786-206-4331 or wingnutsocial.com.